Got another live stream going. Might as well. RPM Trade Vietnam in this bitch. You know what time it is. Resisted political manipulation. You know, there will always be an attempt to manipulate you. This is what there's a lot of fundamental stuff behind a lot of the shit that I say that gives me the confidence to say it in a way that I do say it, and I do believe that I'm right in just about everything that I'm saying. Now I might not get all of the details right. Sometimes I go back and I watch some of my videos and I wish that I had uh, more detailed analysis of the information that I'm finding to bring myself to these conclusions. And I'll get better at that. I'll sharpen it up, especially with some of my edited videos. Now, when I edit my videos and stuff, that's the time, to break it down and plug in factual information sources and all that type of shit. But really, a lot of the stuff that I be saying, man, it really be based on fundamental, concrete, common sense stuff and honest observation about what it is that we're dealing with. And what we do know for an absolute fact, this is an observable fact, is that whether you are good or bad, if you want to use force and violence and intimidation to get what it is that you want, you have a better chance of getting it, and it doesn't matter if you're right or if you're wrong. And we do realize that there are things in society that work like that. There are things in society that work like that we accept as a part of the obligation behind whatever mechanism that is. For example, law enforcement. No one wants to see somebody shot down, to have their home invaded, or to be attacked by a fucking dog. Under any other circumstances, those things are tragic. Somebody gets attacked by a dog, the dog is supposed to be put down. That's what typically happens. No dog will get a fucking medal of honor and some dog treats and a new squeaky toy, and while somebody has a mangled arm or leg in the midst of an animal attack that I didn't even think we were supposed to be encouraging that. Training dogs to do that or none of that shit is what the perception they put out on us is. And if you have a vicious attack dog that's just as trained and ready to protect you and your household as the canine unit is, they consider your dog unworthy of ever being alive to protect you, your home, or your kids. If that dog is answering the call of duty while there's law enforcement knocking on your damn door, all aggressively, what it tends to do what they got to do to subdue you, even if that means kills you. They come all the way to your house like that and then blame your dog for being like, it's go time? And your dog think he got to protect you. And then they go, fuck your dog. So it's not like we don't understand. We already, what it is that I'm saying, we understand already in society that there's going to have to be some expectation that even when you're in the right, some of the tools that you may have to use will be the tools that we would assume could be tragic if left in the wrong hands, or could be used for malicious intent. But yet and still we accept that it might be part of the hero's plan to use these things. So accept it and expect it. That's what they tell you. Indirectly, they tell you this shit. The gun gets the job done. I'm sorry to tell y'all. I'm sorry. If you don't like the way that sounds, I don't even give a fuck. No more fucks to be given about people's emotions or feelings or how they feel about how aggressive I might sound. Man, listen, you can't even read a book of laws without threatening the lives of everybody, literally, in what it is that you're reading. And every time they make a new law, what they're saying is, here is yet another reason that we will tell all of the law society who will be enforcing these laws, we only tell you guys that you have a new reason. We might notify the public, but we don't attempt to, or nor do we expect for them to have full disclosure and understanding of these laws, but you motherfuckers will. And you're going to hold their lives in your hand while exercising this false sense of authority, this illusion of authority. But yes, you guys will get full disclosure and understanding of this new reason. A new reason to get in motherfuckers' face, to demand their compliance, to solicit and extort money out of them, and to threaten their lives if they do not want to comply without challenge, then their life will be threatened. About every fucking law on the book, it all boils down to them with a gun in your face to make you comply with some shit that they want to tell you is a sign of your freedom, a beacon of your freedom. All these fucking laws and shit don't look like a beacon of light for the idea of true freedom in humanity. Not at all. I shouldn't have to argue with anybody about that. Even if you support government and shit, go ahead and support them, but don't act like what I said ain't true. Just admit that you're a bitch and you have given in, and you will rather ride with them than to try to ride against them. Just say all of that stuff, but stop saying that I or other people that think or talk the way I do are actually factually wrong. No, the fuck we not, bro. On point. On fucking point with everything I'm fucking saying. The fuck out of my life with that shit. It's simple, man. It's simple. It's no exaggeration. If a cop wants to say to you, or I will kill you, after every sentence they said to you, they would not be exaggerating. They will be thinking out loud. Now, when I say that, I don't give a fuck how harsh it is to anybody. You can try to deny it. You can be all in your feelings about how you feel when I put it in that way. I don't give a fuck if it's you because you're a cop, or your brother or your father's a cop, or your mother's a cop. Fuck you and fuck them. It is what it is, and what I said is the absolute truth. If they said that, which they would never say it out loud to you, not like that, over every sentence they say, no, of course not. And that sounds ridiculous. But the observation that I'm making is not ridiculous. There's nothing you can possibly do to get them to bow down to you or to give into a moral high ground in any conflict, because they came to you to force you into compliance, whether it costs you your life or even if it costs them their life. They are on a suicide mission to enforce every law on the books, no matter who says what about nothing. They will even tell you that they're not lawyers, so they aren't quite sure if they're right, but as soon as they think they are in the right to capture you, restrain you, throw you in the back of a vehicle, and take you to a strange place where they are in absolute total control and you have zero control whatsoever over anything, even when you go to the bathroom or house. They take you there. That sounds like kidnapping. Because if I did that to somebody, even if I had the same reasons that the police officer had, y'all gonna say I kidnapped somebody. And you would definitely make sure that I don't get a fucking gun after that. For life, actually. For life. You would tell me, man, don't you never put your hand on the fucking gun, you fucking psycho. That's what you would say to me if I did that. If I cited that I had the same reason as cops do, you would actually probably think that I was even crazier for assuming that that would just work for me. Like somehow me saying that is supposed to be some kind of escape from responsibility of what I've done to somebody. See, it all makes sense when you look at me. It all makes sense when you look at me how dumb it is. Then I say, I went and got a job yesterday as a police officer. If I say that, then you go, oh, well, then continue. Proceed. Fuck out my life with that dumb ass shit. Y'all sound dumb as fuck. And if you think that I sound dumb, you're a fucking retard, and you just scared. Just say you scared, because you sound like you scared. Because you got no moral compass of your own either. You ain't no different than the cop. You have sacrificed your own fucking brain power and thinking and a true understanding of right and wrong. You let it all go. You threw all that shit out the window to give into this idea that a uniform and a badge given to you by a government that is responsible for all of the taxes that you complain about. They were responsible for all of the enslavement of the black people because that was a government endeavor. Nobody else could have done that then unless they had government issue, or else government would have stopped it. Why they didn't stop it? Oh, because they liked it. Why they not doing it right now? Because government won't fucking rock like that. I don't give a fuck how many racist guys out there are thirsting for this shit. You not finna throw no nigga back in slavery unless you can get government to do it. And you can. Get us accused of and or convicted of falsely or rightfully so, get us convicted of a crime, and then they throw you back into the slavery. They get slave labor out your ass and all type of shit. That shit never went anywhere. It just fucking masked itself as employment into a fucking slave, a master-slave relationship with this fucking dollar, and it just happened to include everybody, even though it still kind of favors some white people sometimes because they get lenient punishment while creating the same offenses to some black people, and social engineering has geared more black people into a state of desperation while they almost hand you the cocaine, the alcohol, and the gun. Almost hands it to you. It's like a fucking care package. When you hit the fucking age of 8 in some places, here you go. The fuck out of here, bruh. The fuck out of here. We're not gonna ignore none of that shit. The whole story, the greater picture must be kept in focus in order for you to see what the fuck is going on, and then you gotta stand on that shit like you fucking mean it. Or else just say that you out here to be pulled this way and that way by political manipulation, and that you are a bitch, and that you don't have a mind. Just say all that stuff then, because then at least I can excuse you. But if you want to act all fucking tough, high and mighty, like you smart, intelligent, you're on guard, you love America and all the freedom and shit, and you ain't gonna be nobody's bitch. If you gonna act like that, then I'm gonna expect for you to get up to it, breathe real easy, and hold your fucking shit together while everything else is fucking collapsing, and everybody, and it's supposed to be all hands on deck. Everybody bitches. And that's what they want, for all y'all to be so fucking dumb or to be so much of a bitch that you don't stand in their way at all, man. And that's what they wanted, man. They getting what they wanted, man. Because y'all are weird, man. Worst case scenario for all this shit popping off, imagine it all going. Forcing people, maybe they were successful in forcing everybody to get vaccinated, whether you wanted it or not. Imagine that worst case scenario. Now imagine the worst case scenario of them getting all the guns. Now imagine the worst case scenario of some kind of war conflict, maybe even nuclear, that causes us to be attacked by China, Russia, maybe both of them, maybe even somebody else. Maybe they got a hat trick up their fucking sleeve, and this is going to be a total world war where almost nobody is exempt or left unscathed by it. Just imagine all of that stuff, man, and then look for all the things that you can do and say to at least state your position. Even if it's only for historical value, you want to go down in history for being one of these motherfuckers that just passively allow all of this shit to happen while you bitch moaned and complained that it was happening? Put your fucking hands up. Damn, you don't know you in a fight? Fuck. The bully has fucking cracked 4-5 your mama jokes, cleared your fucking lunch tray off the fucking table, poured your chocolate milk into your book bag. Now his fist is in your shirt, and you don't know that you in a fight, you jackass. Weirdos. Y'all some fucking weirdos, bro. I thought y'all was better than that. That's why I'm disappointed, because I thought y'all was strong men. I thought y'all was cool as fuck. I didn't think you was going to be nobody's bitch and nobody's fucking fool. That's what I thought. So I'm disappointed when you were showing me otherwise with y'all whack asses. Get what you deserve. That's what nature says. That's the natural law. You get what you deserve. So, good luck to you. RPM Trade Vietnam, man, you better use your imagination, because they're using their imagination to shape the future. You won't even use your imagination based off the shit that they throw into your fucking face about what it is that they're trying to do and what is it going to take to do all that. How you going to do all that? Yeah, the system says, to me, I think the system says, fuck all y'all, but fuck you niggas twice. And if you understand the monetary system, you will know that they can't do what they trying to do with that shit and leave white people untouched. They gotta fuck all of their asses up too. They gotta fuck everybody up, bro. They gotta wreck everybody's shit. That's how you know that racism is something else. That's something else that they're doing with that. Because in the long run, they gotta fuck everybody up with that money. Ha! Weirdo. Y'all weird as fuck. Stop acting like you know every fucking thing. Wow. Ha! Woo bang, boy.